this hour is like 4 to 5 or 6 to 7. Gotta stick with the brethren, break bread, pinch tents together, and let's gather. Yeah.
Welcome back to ESUP Sports Center News. I'm your host, Dee Dee Seipel, and this is my colleague and all-star co-anchor, Noah Peel.
Thank you, Donna. You're just as super and wonderful and pretty darn smart yourself.
Let's get to the league news. Last week, fans may remember that the Upward Kings star player Alfonso "FUZZ" Ball got into some serious foul trouble during a critical game against the Nineveh Titans. He was nearly ejected from the game when he initiated a bench-clearing brawl between the two teams. Teammate Kyle Slammerella suggested that FUZZ and the team pray for their enemies instead of fighting. The strategy proved to be successful for this driven and faithful team.
Well, now we have our answer. Prayer really turned FUZZ and his teammates around as they defeated the Titans handily in the final minutes of the game. They are now playoff bound. Who would have thunk it?
It has been a wild ride, but you can clearly see the hand of God directing the actions and attitudes of this team.
Let's hear now from our league reporter, Mervyn Butts, who has followed the Kings since their conception. Merv, are you there?
Yes, Noah and Dee Dee, it has indeed been a wild season from the highest of the highs to the lowest of the lows. This team will certainly go down in history as one of the most exciting and unpredictable collection of players ever assembled. The game tonight emphasizes a season filled with both triumph and disappointments. This could very well be the swan song for Coach Glorietta Hasbin and veteran player Alfonso "FUZZ" Ball. However, it could very well be the launching pad for this group of wannabe superstars. Rarely has so much been riding on so little. It's quite the understatement when I say there's a lot at stake in this championship game. Let's take a look back and recap this crazy season. Repeatedly, FUZZ displayed signs of fatigue, lack of focus, and just a generally bad attitude. Coach Hasbin, wow, you've brought this team a long way this season. What are your predictions for how this championship game is going to play out for you and the King?
I told the team, if you respect me, love me as your coach, which I know they do, that you are to give me your very best out there and don't leave anything on the floor! Yeah!
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but you are playing a Goliath of a team. What secret weapon do you plan to bring to this evening's game, FUZZ?
Listen, Merv, I'm suited up tonight in the armor of God. I'm strapping on the breastplate of righteousness and the belt of truth. Thanks to Coach Hasbin and my faithful teammates, I have learned that my relationship with Jesus is the most important thing. I've got him in my heart, so tonight I just want to be used by Christ to be the best basketball player He has made me to be. I plan on using all my mad basketball skills, and win or lose, I'm going to be the best that I can possibly be without any flawdications.
Now back to you in studio for tonight's starting lineup.
Thank you, Mervin. And here's how the teams stack up.
I'm Alfonso Fuzzball, center for the Upward Kings. To my right, starting forward, Ryan, you the man well.
Homeschool.
Our point guard for the day is gonna be Mr. Grant G-Dog Ellis.
G-E-D.
Along with him is our shooting guard, Mr. Caleb.
Left-hand turner. Cub Scout, Pack 208.
And leading this group of crazy men is Mark My Word Johnson.
FBC Pompano. Daycare.
Upward Kings, fixing to take it to the Queens.
I'm Hannah Montana Antonia Garcia, the starting center for the Queen Esters. To my right is Molly the Hatchet Johnson.
2007 shot put champion.
To my left is Haley the Comet Nelson.
2006 watermelon seed spitting champion.
The point guard is Tiffany Sticky Mars.
5-time tie-down calf roping champion.
The shooting guard is Bryce Not Sky King.
3-time world record hot dog eating champion.
I know we've seen some wild stuff this season, but there is no way this team can beat this other team.
Well, win or lose, you got to give the Upward Kings credit. They've come a long, long way, and there has been an eternal victory this season.
Huh?
Don't you remember from week 1? Fuzz learned that nothing is impossible for God, and there's no problem too big for God.
Oh, right. That was about that giant getting rocked by that dude David.
I guess you sort of get the idea. And what about week number 2? When Fuzz and the team learned from Coach Hasbin's mistakes. They learned that confessing sins will lead to God's grace and forgiveness.
Oh, yeah, Debbie. Just like that Jacob guy who ripped off his brother Esau. Despite what he did, he found forgiveness.
Now you're catching on. All right, do you remember what happened in week number 3?
I don't even remember what I ate for lunch, Darcy.
Well, it's Dee Dee, and by the smell of your breath, I'd say it was tuna salad. In week number 4, the team suffered a tough loss as they didn't follow the playbook. They learned that the playbook of life, the Bible, has all the necessary answers for success. Week number 5 was the standout play of the season, remember? When Fuzz was injured and a substitute teammate won the game at the buzzer. That's when Fuzz's life really began to change. And just like that play, he realized that Jesus was the substitute before God, paying the price for his sins. That's when this became a born-again season, and this team has been on fire ever since.
Then they went on to win another close one with Fuzz's crazy headbutt play. They learned how to be part of God's family forever. And in the playoffs, they prayed for their opponents, and it turned out to be a great blessing. And here they are, in the big dance.
Without a doubt, the hand of God has been on this team. It's exciting to see God at work in the lives of these players and in this season. But folks, it's not over yet. They have to play the game. Can the Upward Kings conquer the #1 ranked Queen Esters? Can Coach Glorietta Hasbin pull off a grand finale to a sputtering career? Can Fuzzball fire up his team and bring home a championship ring?
Well, sports fans, for these answers and more, you'll have to tune in tonight at the FBC PUBAC, a.k.a. First Baptist Church of Pompano Upward Basketball Award Ceremony. Be here tonight, 7 p.m. sharp. For ESUP Sports Center News, I'm Noah Peel.
And I'm Dee Dee Seipel. See you tonight.
That was a mouthful.
Salvation is ours like 4 to 5 or 6 to 7. Gotta stick with the brethren, break bread, pinch tents together, and let's gather. Yeah.